Magnus.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Magnus's Loot Crate Loot for Beginners Part 4. This time, this is an extra subject. I kind of think of these on the fly when somebody brings it up. This is the hunt, which, if you're anything like me, the hunt can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. I mean, I have heard some collectors talk about the thrill of the hunt. I've been doing this collecting thing since I was a teenager, really. I'm 42, I'm old, I'm a bit of a codger, but I've done light collecting. I've never really been that much of a serious collector until now. So I kind of already had an idea how things work. So I keep hearing some collectors talk about the thrill of the hunt. And I hate to tell you this, but I can dispel you of that thrill of the hunt problem by simply feeding you a laxative, blindfolding you, and dropping you off in an unknown part of the city and letting you hunt for a bathroom. That's how thrilling the hunt is, especially if you're in a beginner's position. I am not, but I have been there, so I get it. I understand how much of a pain in the butt the hunt actually is. Now, in some instances, the hunt is fairly easy. It's not too horrifyingly bad. But in other cases, the hunt is the worst part of collecting. And with that, let's get into it. Now, in the case of the hunt for certain odds and ends, if you will, you know, certain bots for your collection. I mean, this applies really to any form of collecting. I know comic book collectors, I feel your pain, dude. You're looking for that back issue of something, you can't find it. I had that problem looking for MP10 Optimus Prime from Takara. Even the knockoffs don't even exist. Well, they do, but the actual MP10 itself is in very short supply. Now, the problem with that is you're looking for an Optimus Prime because, you know, the two mains you have to have in your Transformers collection, of course, are Optimus Prime and Megatron. There are no questions. I don't care if you're looking for the IDW aesthetic. I don't care if you're looking for G1. I don't even care if you're looking for Studio Ox. Optimus Prime and Megatron, for whichever type of collection you're getting, those are the two mains. Now, you could probably give it, you know, you could probably stand a hunt for the rest, but those are the two main ones you have to get for your collection. Now, fortunately, those people that are starting out right this second, as of the date of this video, you've already got several options coming. Magic Square just came out with the Light of Freedom not too long ago. Transform Element came out with their OP leader, I think it was. I didn't like the look of it. I didn't buy it. Personal choice, but there you go. Now, Takara is finally coming out. Well, I say finally. They're coming out with a third version of their Optimus Prime in the form of MP44. Now, the price point may make your rear end pucker a little bit, $450, if I hadn't said it enough times already. But that is sort of, you've got options coming. Now, if you've got the money to blow $450 on Optimus Prime, go for it. If that's your thing, have at it. The problem is the hunt really gets involved when there are fewer options available. Now, in the I think it was in one of the earlier videos, I don't remember if it was part 1 or part 2, I showed a whole row of Springer figures. Now that is when the hunt is a little easier, because I know in some cases you want the one you want. I didn't necessarily want open plays, but it was the easiest one to find. And then, you know, Saltus and Virtus came out for pre-order, and I was just like, I've already ordered open plays Big Spring. I'm fine on Springers, and if I have to go back and get one later, it'll probably be a lot easier to find. Now, where you really run into problems, where the rubber really meets the road, is if you need a character like Wheelie or Windcharger. Now, Windcharger, the only company I've seen that makes him is X-Transbots. That's Boost. Boost is the only Windcharger G1 style that's available. Now, for me, that's a problem. If you're not really that crazy about the G1 look, and you really want, say, IDW or whatever, then I don't think there's any options available for that one. There is a Legends Windcharger that Hasbro made, but even that's hard to find, because the biggest problem with hunting these things down is they started all this back in, I want to say 2009, 2010. So 9 years later, things have gotten a lot harder to find. And plus, the people that manufacture these things, if you're lucky, you'll get a reissue of certain characters. I think X-Transbots just recently came out with Boost again, which is how I got him. They reissued him, I think, because they're the only game in town. And I think they know that a lot of collectors missed out. Now, my Galvatron is Big Cannon. Now, Big Cannon, he's not the greatest Galvatron in the world, I'll grant you that. But he is a Galvatron, and he's masterpiece size. Now, I would rather have Fans Toys Sovereign, to be totally honest, because it is beautiful. But I'll take what I can get for right now, and I'll take a cheap option for now, rather than blowing probably $300 on the secondary market just to get a Galvatron. I'm sorry, but my limit, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you might agree with this, my limit, well, I'm pretty sure a lot of you will be like, how much? My limit is about $200 for a figure. Because the Dinobots, usually Fans Toys versions of the Dinobots, are usually right about $200. And my Fans Toys Road King was $180. But that's the thing, my limit on the prices is what kind of spurs me on. So if the figure was originally, let's say it was originally $100, secondary market selling him for $250, $300, I can't justify that price. I'm sorry. I could save up, but I'm still behind in my collection, so to speak. At this point, I'm caught up enough that I could maybe get away with it, but at the same time, no, I still can't justify paying over $200 for a figure. Now, Omega Supreme is an exception, being that he's huge. I could see paying a lot of money for him. I could see paying a lot of money for one of the city bots, Metroplex or Trypticon. I could see paying $300-400 for a full combiner, but not a single figure. So therein lies the problem. Now, hunting for these things can be quite the pain in the butt. I promise you that. If you're just starting out, good luck to you. I feel your pain. I'm willing to help people out as much as I can, you know, but I can only try to point you in the right direction. I can't find figures for you because I'm still hunting for my own. That's just the way it is. But that is part of the problem, is trying to hunt these things down. And really, at the end of it, that's where your whole problem's going to lie. Now, there are more companies coming out with figures. You have companies like Bad Cube that I think have kind of disappeared. I don't think they exist anymore. I don't know if they exist anymore. I think the figures they have is pretty much it. So if you decided you wanted one specific figure of theirs and no stores have it, you are just SOL. I'm sorry to tell you that. Now there are other choices available for some of those figures. Like there's 2 Warpath figures out on the market. There's Bad Cube's War Dog, and a company called Final Victory just came out with more, I guess, kid-friendly. They're not made of die cast. They're fairly simplistic. They're not really, they're hard plastic, but they got a 3-pack of figures there. They got Warpath, Brawn, and Huffer. Now, if you could stand to get those, and you're like, well, I could always paint them and make them look better, because they don't look great, but they are masterpiece size. So that's really where you want to think about these figures, is how do I want to go about this? Where am I gonna, where are things going? So that's really the whole context of this. Now, if you need any help or advice, please feel free to leave comments. If there's specifics you need, I mean, this is going to be a relatively short video because really the thrill of the hunt, as it were, is non-existent in this realm. Especially if you're like, I need to get this figure. Getting the figure you want is hard, very hard, because you got to look at when they came out. Now, a lot of these companies kind of don't seem to look back. They'll make a figure, they'll put it out, and if you miss the boat, you're standing on the docks with your pud in your hand, just watching the boat go away, watching other people on the boat having a party, but you're standing on the docks and you got left behind. I'm sorry, but it sucks. That's just how it is. So that's pretty much it for this topic. And that brings us to the end of Loot for Beginners Part 4. Like I said, this one's relatively short. I just kind of wanted to get this out there. There's not really much to say about the hunt other than how hard it is, and there's only so many ways you can say it. But that's pretty much it for this one. I will say I do have a Subscribe Star page now. It's still under review. I made the Subscribe Star. Now, I set it at $1 a month for any subscribers to it. So if you want to pitch in and help out, that'd be great. It'll help me to be able to do things like actually have giveaways and contests. And maybe you can get a figure you like. Now, I may very well run it in the fashion of, you win the contest, you get a coupon code for either your favorite website or, depending on what I can find, for a website. It might be good if I can find a singular website that's got sort of international distribution, because I understand that in countries like Canada land and Britistan, it's kind of hard with the shipping costs to get these figures sent. But that I'm gonna if anybody's got any ideas, let me know in the comments. But I will start holding contests and giveaways. I mean, granted, I don't have that many actual viewers who would really subscribe to my Subscribe Star. If it takes, I'll wait a couple or 3 months. I'll hold a contest every 3 months if I can get enough subscribers to get enough to make a coupon code that's worth a damn. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I mean, if you want to try to, and anybody who subscribes to my Subscribe Star is instantly entered into any contest or giveaway. Just if you win a contest or giveaway, you're going to have to wait a while before you can win anything else. At least the rest of the year. Now, if I have 4 giveaways a year, you have to wait until the next go around to be able to be entered in, to be fully entered into a contest, because I want to make it where everybody's got a chance to win. So That's it for right now. This has been Magnus's Loot Crate Loot for Beginners 4. Hopefully this information was helpful, and as always, I hope to be entertaining, and I will see you guys next time.